gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we have videos to react to today. Videos. Yes, I said it. Whoa, we are not running at 60 FPS right now. This is crazy. Come on, lock in. But yeah, we have videos to react to today, or a video to react to today. All right, guys. So we're here. Why are there no good Invincible variants? Let's get into it. Let's get right into
Evil versions of Mark, but not a single
God.
good one. I doubt that our Mark is the only one that turned
That's
out
bad.
to be a hero in
bad,
the
y'all.
infinite amount of alternate universes out there.
You're not listening!
Not
But
listening.
with what we were shown and what we were told by Angstrom, that seems to be the case. But what if all the good ones died?
They probably
Father, stop this madness. Think, Mark. What will you have after 500 years or whatever?
Well, I'll still have you, Dad.
Are you sure?
I'm dead. Okay, continue.
Can you believe it, Dad? I got my powers. And I wanted to surprise you, so I went by the Guardians HQ. And I joined them, and they told me about some guy that makes these sick costumes. You joined the Guardians, huh? Well, I guess the globe isn't the only thing you'll be guarding.
Okay, that might be a little extreme, but it's still
just a little
possible.
bit.
My second best guess is that they don't even have powers. I bet
like this
there's so
format.
many Marcus Sebastian Graysons out there that are just normal dudes. But unfortunately for those normal dudes, that may still lead to them dying, since the entire point of Mark's conception was to grow the Viltrum population and help Nolan take over Earth. It would still make our Mark an anomaly, I guess you could say, since he'd be one of the only, if not the only, morally decent Mark that survived.
I'm pretty sure he's the only Mark in all of the multiverse that's good, or either thought Omni-Man was good and was still good afterwards and didn't join him.
There. In my previous video, I briefly talked about how Omni-Man and Debbie are also different in these different universes. It's not a stretch to assume that not all Nolans were as caring and understanding as the main universe Nolan. When he said he could always start over and make another kid, there's Nolans out there that meant that. This would be a dark turn, I know, but this is Invincible we're talking about. Besides, I find this to be way more sensible and believable than just every other Mark flat out being evil. But say some of these good
It's
Marks.
not wrong for them to just be flat out evil. Like, they could just be evil in every universe. Like, it's possible. It's very possible that they could just be evil in every single universe. You know what I mean? Give me a snack, y'all. I dropped it. I dropped it. Oh, my bad, y'all. I dropped it. Okay.
Marks survived. How would their story pan out any differently from ours? Well, for starters, I wouldn't even necessarily call our Mark a good one. Like I stated earlier, he's decent. He's clearly not the best hero and doesn't have the strongest moral compass. Is it possible that there were Marks out there that were good heroes with strong moral compasses? I believe so.
My thing would be is that you can't say that he doesn't have a good moral compass, or that he's just not good. Cause like, my thing is, for me, when it comes to superheroes, I don't dislike Batman, but I would say you can't just keep villains around. I think that's the most that I would have to say. You can't just keep villains around. They have to go. Like they have to go. You know what I mean?
So, I think that for that universe to be a reality, things continued to be the way they first appeared in episode 1 of season 1. The Guardians were alive and well, with Nolan being a respected member of the team. Mark was able to work and train alongside his father and fight the good fight. And all around, things would be pretty good. So good, in fact, that this introduces another possible reason we never got to see other good Invincibles. Because Angstrom is our guide through the multiverse. Even when we were shown the machine that he built, it's clear he didn't wouldn't have an infinite amount of angstrom strapped in. Not only that, but he wouldn't be able to bribe any good Invincibles, and if there's an Omni-Man in that universe, he'd probably be wise enough not to even try. Another reason he would choose to target our Mark over one of those morally good Marks is because our Mark is morally gray. There's room for corruption, for angstrom to feed his ego and prove that this hero Invincible is just as bad as all the
But
others.
it didn't work,
Just like
though.
what Debbie said in season 2. He was upset because he was the one in the wrong and Mark was right. And while I have the opportunity, this is as good of a video as ever to officially announce my Invincible OC, which is Invincible. Actually, Invincible's superpower is that he is actually able to defeat everyone that Invincible cannot defeat. So basically with Invincible, if you basically his superpower is that he's also the strongest person in the entire universe. So comment down below if you would like to hear more about
Invincible.
Now back to the video. It kind of felt like a missed opportunity that the Invincible War mostly showed corrupted and evil versions of Mark, rather than giving us a fuller picture of the hero he could become. The story leaned hard into the idea that across all these dimensions, he's the only good one, and he's doomed to fail, to fall, to die trying. And while that serves the narrative
But that's a great narrative, though. That's a really good narrative. The fact that he could be, or he is just the only good Mark in the universe is good. It's really good. It actually is substantial if he's just the only good Mark, because then it means that he stands out so much that makes him the best, because he is the original Mark.
of, hopelessness and all this pressure that he has on him, it would have been so much more powerful and really cool to see that not all Marks fall into this category. I mean, imagine the effect it would have had on him, knowing that there are versions of him out there that have done what he's trying to do. And not only that, imagine the
No,
designs we would have gotten. I mean, obviously the evil Marks, their designs are a bit more sinister, if you catch my drift. But imagine the designs that they would have created for these good versions of Mark. Would they have stayed the same?
but there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with there not being good Invincible variants. I think if you were to ask the creator, I think if you ask him, are there any good variants of Invincible out there? There might not actually be any good variants of Invincible out there other than the original Mark.
Or would we see
And that's not
brand
a
new
problem.
designs, that represent something completely different? Maybe Mark was more humble and not so what's the word? I don't know, idealistic, calling himself invincible, when obviously that's not the case. Or if we got to see a Mark that reached his
It's a
full
great
capabilities,
name, though.
even though he doesn't inherently have to be a good guy for us to see that. Or remember how I mentioned earlier that maybe the good Marks don't have powers? Imagine if there is a Mark out there that is good and he doesn't have powers, but he has some cool Iron Man.
Nah, that's not cool though. Like, you mean to tell me there's a universe where he's a half Viltrumite, but he doesn't have the abilities at all. They never kick in. Then what would be the point of him being good? He stands out in other ways that just don't really correlate to him being a invincible variant. He's not an invincible variant. He would just be a variant of Mark that doesn't have powers and is a Viltrumite. And he would be killed off then. If that was the case.
Suit. I mean, obviously it literally wouldn't be an Iron Man suit, but you get the idea. It wouldn't just be all about the cool costumes, but more so reflections of our universe. What could have changed? What could have happened? What we could have had. I mean, yes, we have a decent Mark, but he's not the best he can be. I feel like seeing these Marks that have chosen an even
I
better
agree with that. Saying we have a decent Mark, but he's not the best he can be. He's not the best he can be because he hasn't reached that point to be the best he can be. But I would say he most definitely he most definitely is he's most definitely one of he is the best Mark. Out of every Mark that we've seen in any universe, he is the best Mark. Because he second guesses everything, and he doesn't know completely, or he doesn't know fully if he should. He doesn't know what he doesn't know what he's supposed to do all the time, which is fine. it's perfect. You know, I think he's the best Mark because he has those qualities. Because if he didn't have those qualities, he'd be just like any of these other Marks right here, literally.
Better path or grew up living an even better life than our Mark will show us just how morally gray he truly is. Now time for our Invincible Brain Rot quiz.
Who says, where is Omni-Man? Where is Omni-Man? Where is Omni-Man? Is it A, Adam Eve,
No.
B, Invincible,
No.
C, Immortal,
Yes.
or D, Red Rush?
Immortal. What do we do?
If you said C, Immortal, you're correct. Who says, are you sure? Is it A, Debbie Grayson, B, Nolan
Yes.
Grayson, C, Mark Grayson,
B.
or D, Amber? If you said B, Nolan Grayson, you're correct. Which hero in Invincible is capable of vincing it? A, Darkwing, B, Cecil, C,
Vincing it.
Invincible, or D, Kid Omni-Man? If you said C, Invincible, you'd be correct. Now, our last question is actually a trick question, so pay attention. Who is the dumbest character in Invincible? A, Immortal, B, Duplicate, C, Cecil, or D, both A and B?
It's D.
If you chose D, both A and B, you're
Yeah,
correct.
I got it right. I got it right. Yap time. I don't think I really listened to it, right?
Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, I really do. I should leave a comment in the comment section just to let everyone know this video was unscripted.
My bad. Unscripted video. That's a really good video. We are subscribed, of course. Post notifications are on. Make sure you did. That's a good comment. That's a good comment. It's that. Thank you very much. But yeah, that was why there are not any good Invincible variants. He doesn't even say the regular Mark. He doesn't even say that our verse Mark is even a good variant of Mark. He just says that he is a decent one. Think about it in the comments. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. But anyways, I thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys subscribe. And as always, Zola. And I'll see you guys in the next video.